Hey, welcome back to another video. If you are stopping by for the first time, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. In today's video, I will talk about another ETF that I currently hold. The name of the ETF is XUU. This is a US total stock market ETF that is offered by BlackRock Canada. If you have watched one of my monthly portfolio update videos, you may know that I hold 4 ETFs in my taxable account. 2 of them are BlackRock ETFs and the other 2 are Vanguard ETFs. I already did videos about the VCN and the VFV, which are the 2 Vanguard ETFs, back in November 2021. And in June 2022, I did a video about XEQT, which is one of the BlackRock ETFs. I will complete the tour of my ETFs with XUU. But before I continue, a quick disclaimer. The information that I'm sharing does not constitute financial advice. Before you invest in anything, please do your own research and make sure that you only invest in things that you understand. This video is not a promotion of BlackRock products. I am just sharing with you some information about an ETF that I have invested in, and this ETF happens to be offered by BlackRock Canada. If you live in Canada and you want an ETF that gives you exposure to the US total stock market, you may need to consider XUU. Personally, for now, I hold XUU only in my taxable account. I started buying XUU stocks in 2021, and ever since I've been buying every month, and I will continue buying every month. If you want to know how much I have invested in XUU so far, please check out my June 2022 monthly portfolio update video. XUU is a Canadian listed ETF that holds US equities. The ETF is listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange and it trades in Canadian dollar. This allows Canadian residents to get exposure to US equities without worrying about foreign exchange fees. In other words, you can invest in the US total stock market in Canadian dollar by simply buying XUU stocks. Now let's take a look at some details about XUU. This is the BlackRock website. If you go to the overview tab, they give you 3 reasons to invest in XUU. The first reason is the possibility to own the entire US stock market. Instead of trying to buy every single stock that makes up the US total market, you can simply invest in XUU. The second reason is the low cost of the ETF. The management expense ratio is only 7 basis points or 0.07%. The third reason is XUU is designed to be a long-term core holding. If your investment time horizon is 5, 10, 15, 20 or more years, you can invest in XUU. However, if you have money that you will need in a few months or 1 or 2 years, I don't think it's a good time to put your money in XUU or in equities. You can see here the investment objective, and this is to seek long-term capital growth by replicating the performance of the S&P Total Market Index, net of expenses. Another thing worth noting about XUU is the ETF is not hedged, which means that it is subject to currency fluctuations. Let's say everything else being equal, if the US dollar goes up or appreciates relative to the Canadian dollar, the market price of XUU will go up. Conversely, if the US dollar goes down or depreciates relative to the Canadian dollar, the market price of XUU will go down. This is how currency fluctuations impact XUU. In all, there are 3 factors that impact the market price of XUU: the value of the underlying holdings, supply and demand, and currency fluctuations. If you want to be protected against currency fluctuations, you may need to consider the hedged version, which is XUH. This is also an ETF that tracks the entire US stock market. Let's take a look at the performance of XUU now. On this table, you can see the returns. On this row, you have the total return of XUU, and on the second row, the total return of the benchmark. Since inception, XUU has a return on average 10.15% per year. We can also take a look at the return by calendar year. You have your data from 2017 to 2021. In 2017, XUU returned 12.50%. In 2018, 2.94%. In 2019, 23.34%. In 2020, 16.54%. And in 2021, 25.81%. We have here a chart of growth of a hypothetical 10K invested. Let's take a look at it quickly. Let's see if you had invested 10K since the inception, which was February the 10th, 2015. You would have today somewhere around $21,622.60, or plus 116.23%. This is as of July the 21st, 2022. You can also take a look at the historical net asset value and price if you want. You have the net asset value in green and the price in blue. So at inception of February the 10th, the net asset value was $20. And the price as of July the 22nd, 2022 was $38.15. We have also here the distributions chart. This is basically the dividend that XUU pays. Let's take a look at it too. We have data from March 2020 to June 2022. June 2022 was the most recent dividend payment, and this was roughly 10 cents. If you want, we can check out by calendar year. You can see the total distribution per year from 2015 to 2021. In 2015, for example, they paid 33 cents in dividend. In 2016, 38 cents. In 2017, 38 cents too. In 2018, 57 cents. In 2019, 53 cents. In 2020, 48 cents. And in 2021, 58 cents. When you invest in XUU, the dividend that you receive are subject to 15% withholding tax. BlackRock remits this 15% directly to the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service. This is the US equivalent of the Canadian Revenue Agency, CRA. Let's say, for example, XUU pays $1 in dividend. 15 cents will go to the IRS, and you will receive 85 cents. When you file your tax return in Canada, you pay tax on the 85 cents that you received as well. However, you'll be able to claim a foreign tax credit on the amount that you paid to the IRS. Actually, residents of other countries pay 30% withholding tax on US dividends. Due to a treaty between Canada and the US, Canadian residents pay only 15% withholding tax on US dividends. As a Canadian resident, if you want to avoid paying withholding tax on US dividends, you must satisfy two requirements. You need to open an RRSP account, which is a registered retirement saving plans. Once you open your RRSP, you need to buy directly US stocks or ETFs. For example, instead of buying XUU, you need to buy ITOT, which is the BlackRock US Total Market ETF, or VTI, which is the Vanguard US Total Market ETF. We have here some key facts about XUU. You can see the net assets as of July the 22nd. This was $2,070,974,595 Canadian dollar. The inception date was February the 10th, 2015. The exchange is a Toronto Stock Exchange, asset class equity. The benchmark index, S&P Total Market Index, fiscal year end, December the 31st, 2022. Rebalance frequency, quarterly, unit outstandings as of July the 22nd, 54,525,000. The number of underlying holdings, this is the stocks that the ETF holds, 3,645 as of July the 21st, 2022. The market price as of July the 22nd was $38.15. We have here some more portfolio characteristics, such as the dividend reinvestment plan. The ETF is also eligible for registered plans, such as your RRSP. The distribution frequency is quarterly. The last distribution per share was 10 cents. This was June 2022. You have also some ratios here, such as the price to earnings ratio and the price to book ratios. You can see the distribution yield and the 12-month trailing yield. If you scroll down, you can also see the fees. The management expense ratio is 0.07% or 7 basis points. You have here the risk indicator, which goes from low to high, and for XUU, this is a medium. Let's now take a look at the holdings. Actually, XUU holds 4 funds. You have IVV. This is the S&P 500 ETF. The weight is 49.66%. You have also ITOT. This is the US total market. The weight is 43.52%. You have IJH. This is S&P mid cap. The weight is 3.08%. And IJR. This is S&P small cap. And the weight is 1.35%. Actually, I don't know why they just don't hold the ITOT, since the ITOT is already the US total market, instead of having 4 different funds in one ETF. Yeah, but I guess they have their own reason to structure the fund the way they have done it. They have also added some individual holdings, such as Blackstone. The rate is 0.10%, and this is in financials. We have also Palo Alto Networks. This is IT, and the rate is 0.07%. We have Marvel Technology. This is also IT, and the rate is 0.06%. We have Uber. This is industrials, and the rate is 0.06%. We have CrowdStrike Holdings. This is also IT, and the rate is 0.05%. And we have some US dollar cash. This is 0.05%. You can see here the aggregate underlying holdings. On this page, you have the top 10 holdings. The number one holding is Apple. The rate is 6.11%, sector IT. Then you have Microsoft with 5.07%, sector IT. Amazon with 2.79%, consumer discretionary. Google Class A with 1.76, communication. Tesla with 1.75, consumer discretionary. Google Class C with 1.62%, communication. Berkshire Hathaway with 1.33%, financials. United Health Group with 1.25%, healthcare. Nvidia with 1.16%, IT. Johnson & Johnson with 1.15%, healthcare. If you want to see more holdings, you can just go to the next page. You have here Meta, ExxonMobil, Visa, JP Morgan Chase, Procter & Gamble, Home Depot, MasterCard, Pfizer, Chevron, AbbVie. I'm not going to go over all the holdings here, but if you want, feel free. You have up to page of 366. You can also see here the exposure breakdowns by sector. IT represents 26.76% of the fund. Then you have healthcare, 14.23%, financials, 11.33%, consumer discretionary, 11.30%, industrials, 8.53%, communication, 8.11%, consumer staples, 6.19%, energy, 4.15%, real estate, 3.51%, utilities, 2.83%, materials, 2.76%, and you have some cash and or derivatives, 0.27%. You have also some other, which is a tiny portion, 0.04%. If you have time and you want to learn more about XUU, you have this literature that you can read. There's a bunch of reports, such as the product brief, the fact sheet, the prospectus, the ETF facts, the annual financial statements. All right, this brings us to the end of the video. Feel free to leave a comment below and let me know what you think about XUU. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace out.